Hello everyone, this is Sudipta from Technical Potpourri. Today I'll be explaining you all of the important array methods available in JavaScript. As you can see in your screen, I'm trying to make this session healthy as well by having red and green apples for you. So without any further delay, let's start the journey. Before I start, I'd like to let you know I also have dedicated videos for each of these methods with some examples. And you will find the link at the top right corner of your screen and also in the description of this video. So let's explore the first array method. So the first method that we'll be discussing today is the indexOf, and this method will return the first index of the specified value if the value is present in an array. Otherwise, it will return -1. So I have 4 apples, 3 red and 1 green, and I'm trying to find out the index of the green. So what can be the output? The output is 3. Let's move to the next one, which is the lastIndexOf. And what it's trying to do, this method will return the last index of the specified value if the specified value is present in the array. Otherwise, it will return -1. Any guesses what is the value? The value is 2 because that's the last red apple. Let's talk about the find method. So what this method will do, this method will return the value of the first element which satisfies the condition. Otherwise, it will return undefined. So I have 2 lines here. In the first line, I have 2 red apples, 2 green apples, and I'm trying to find out the green apple. In the second line, I again have the 2 red apples and 2 green apples. I'm trying to find out the mango. So what can be the output? Yep, as you can see on the first line, the output is green apple because there is a green apple. But in the second line, it's trying to find out a mango, but there is no mango, so it will return undefined. Let's talk about includes. This method will return true if the specified value is present in the array. Otherwise, it will return false. So here, the return is true because green apple is. Let's talk about the next method, which is sum. This method will work on every element of the array and will return true or false based on whether at least one element passes the condition mentioned. So here, I'm trying to find out, let's say green apple within the bracket, I mentioned the green apple, right? Let's say green apple is a condition. So what it will do, it will try to find out in the array whether there is at least one green apple. And there is at least one green apple, so it will return true. Let's talk about the every method. This method will work on every element of the array and it will return true if all the elements satisfy the condition. Otherwise, it will return false. It is exactly the opposite of sum method. So what it is trying to do here in the screen, it's trying to find out whether all the apples are green, which is definitely not true because there are 3 red apples and 1 green apple on the left hand side. So as expected, it will return false. What this method will do, this method will replace the element at the index with a new element. So here I have 4 red apples, and what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to replace the apple at the index 1 with the green apple. So this is my output. I will get 1 green apple followed by 3 red apples. So basically the first green apple is actually replaced by the first red apple is actually replaced by the green apple. Let's talk about the concat. What this concat will do, this will basically merge or concatenate 2 arrays. So that's exactly the output. 1 red apple followed by 3 green apples. Let's talk about this method can be used to join all the elements of the array separated by some kind of commas or separator which you mention, and it will return you a new string without modifying the original array. On my left hand side, I have 3 red apples and I'm trying to join them with a separator, and the separator here is like, this ribbon. So as expected, I will get a new string where each apples is separated by this new separator. Let's talk about the sort method. This method can be used to sort elements of an array. By default, it will always do the sorting in the ascending order, but as an optional parameter, you can define your own sorting order. So here I have green apples, I have red apples, and just hypothetically, just imagine like green apples are less expensive and the red apples are more expensive. So what I am trying to do, I'm trying to sort this, red and green apples starting from cheap to expensive. like less expensive to more expensive. So if I use the sort, and then my logic, my sorting algorithm, right? Then this method will sort them, green apples being the less expensive and red apples being the more expensive. Let's talk about the reverse. As the name specifies, the reverse will basically reverse the array. So I'll get the green apples first, followed by the red apples. Let's talk about the map. This method will map each element of the array to something else. This method will require a callback function that will take 3 parameters, the current value, which is basically a mandatory field, and the index and array. I have a dedicated video and you'll get the link at the top right corner of this video and also under the description of this video. So here I have 4 red apples on my left, and I'm trying to apply the map function where each red apple I want to replace with a green apple, and I'll get 4 green apples. Let's talk about the filter. This method will test each element of the array with the filter criteria. And this method will also require a callback function that will take 3 parameters. Again, the current value is a mandatory field and the index and array, and finally it will return an array. Again, I have a dedicated video for this one. You'll get a link under the description, also on the top right corner of this video. So if I apply the filter function here, what I'll get is a array of 3 red apples because I don't want the green apple anymore. Okay. The reduce. This method will work on each element of the array and reduce it to a one single value based on the logic that is written on the callback function. Now this method will also require a callback function that will take 2 parameters, accumulator and a current value. You can give it any name. And then the second parameter is basically the current index of the initial value of the accumulator, and the final parameter is the array. Finally, it will return you an array. So as you can see here, I have 2 red apples and 2 green apples. Just imagine like the green apples price is $10 and red apples is $20. So what I'm trying to do, I'm using this reduce function and trying to find out what is the total cost of all these apples, right? If I do that, my cost is 60 because I have 2 red apples, which is 40, and 2 green apples, which is 20. So 40 plus 20 is 60. Let's talk about the flat method. This method will work on the sub-arrays and flatten them to make them a single array. You can specify the depth of the flattening as an argument for the flat method. So if you can see on the screen, I have 2 green I have 1 red and 1 green, and then I have another red and another green. Just think in this way, I have a basket, and in the main basket, I have only 1 red and 1 green, but in the main basket, I have a smaller basket. And in that smaller basket, I again have another red and another green. So what I want to do, I want to get rid of the smaller basket and put everything on the main basket. Just flatten them. So this is where the flat method is being used. So if I use the flat method, I'll get a new array where all the apples will be flattened and put it on the main basket. With that, we have come to an end. Thank you. If you like this video, please share and hit the like icon, and also please subscribe to my channel to get update about all my upcoming videos. Till then, thank you, goodbye.